LA Rider, America on Two Wheels is brought to you by the Louisiana Office of Tourism Trails and Byways Program. Louisiana is full of stories. Yours begins here. Southeast Louisiana Gumbo, great roads, interesting destinations, and terrific food. Come to Southeast Louisiana. And Houma, Louisiana, your passport to adventure in the heart of Louisiana's wetlands.
What's cooking, girls?
Barbecue, Texas style. 'Cause you know how us biker girls like our open pit barbecue.
Yeah, throw in a little Willie and Waylon, and I'm ready to head to Looking Back. I tell you, there's nothing like a ride in the Texas Hill Country to make you appreciate the simpler things in life. Yeah, and cowgirls, just like the song says in Looking Back, ain't nobody feeling no pain. Okay, I think we'll stick to motorcycle riding.
We all know that Texans like to call their state God's country. And if God did indeed live in Texas, he'd probably live here, in Hill Country. This region of central Texas, known for its tall, rugged hills, which are made up of limestone and granite and topped by a thin layer of soil, stretches all the way from the northern suburbs of San Antonio to just west of downtown Austin. And if God did design an area exclusively for motorcyclists, it would probably be the Hill Country, where thin ribbons of asphalt wind their way through sweeping turns and mountain-like vistas, or dramatic straightaways through rocky flatlands. In Hill Country, the scenery is ever-changing and is reminiscent of what the American West must have looked like 200 years ago. Another thing that makes Texas Hill Country a great place to ride are the assortment of places to stop along the way. Where else but in Hill Country can you pick your barbecue off the grill, pay for it by the pound, and eat it right off the butcher paper it was wrapped in?
A little bit, and I've been loving it. I've been just contemplating how great this place is, Cooper's Barbecue in Llano, Texas, of all places. Joe was commenting about how good the ribs and brisket were.
It's hard to find bad brisket in this part of Texas, and this is as good as you can ever find.
Bob, look at this blackberry cobbler that I'm about to devour. It's as good to the stomach as it is to the eye.
Or how about the full-size replica of Stonehenge, complete with some Easter Island figures thrown in for good measure? Yep, you'll find that in Hill Country too.
This is a replica of Stonehenge that has been famous in the Texas Hill Country for some time. And it has recently been moved from a ranch just up the road where we're going to go, here into Ingram.
Oh, okay. So they just picked it up and dropped it here one night, huh?
That's what it looks like. Certainly does.
Yeah.
And then there's Harry's, a real Hill Country hole in the wall, where they serve up cold long necks from an ice chest and encourage you to write your name on the wall, or just about anywhere else you'd like.
Joe, you got great penmanship for a doctor.
That means I didn't make good grades.
But don't bring your pets to Harry's. They can't come in. But perhaps one of the most famous places in all of Hill Country is a little bitty place with a really big name. A place so small that you really have to be looking for it to find it. But ask any country music fan and they can tell you all about it.
Let's go to Looking Back, Texas, Waylon and Willie and the boys.
A successful life we're living's got us feuding like the Hatfields and the Hoes.
Luckenbach, Texas was established around 1850 or so. There never really was very much here. A couple of barns and a general store / post office. The biggest this place ever got was about 400 people. But the population was just 3 when Texas folklorist Hondo Crouch and some friends bought the town for about $30,000 back in 1970. And in 1973, after Willie Nelson and Waylon Jennings recorded their famous song, Luckenbach, Texas finally earned a place on the map, so to speak. Today, it's popular with tourists, motorcyclists, and country music fans. The post office closed in the early 70s, and the zip code for Luckenbach was dropped. But Luckenbach has become a very popular place just to hang out. You can get a cold Shinerbach long neck in the bar, shop in the gift shop, and listen to your favorite country song out back.
Learn to dance in Baton Rouge. Ain't life just like a country sack? I'm a Texas boy and I'm a going back soon as I get my fill in Baton Rouge.
Entertainers like Jimmy Lee Jones are regulars in Luckenbach, and on weekends the crowds swell into the hundreds, sometimes thousands. There's no hard liquor here and no police force either, but there's rarely a problem here. As the song says, in Luckenbach, Texas, ain't nobody feeling no pain.
I fish alligators because it's in my blood, and I love it, and we are the real Homer swamp people.
Everything my dad taught me was hands-on about alligator hunting, and look, I still have my hands. If anybody never been to the swamp, you're missing out. You need to get out and enjoy the outdoors.
You'll see alligators that's on land, sunning themselves. You'll see different birds.
So if you want to see the swamp, come out and get on a tour.
You can stay home and watch this on TV.
Or you can come down to Homer and experience it for real.
Only one motorsports company can say all this. Yamaha, the first name in motorsports. Be the first to save big at the Yamaha Time to Ride sales event.
See the entire Yamaha line at Friendly Yamaha, Baton Rouge.
I'm T.W. Robinson, and if you like riding off the beaten path as much as I do, then you need to check out Louisiana's scenic byways.
They've got everything a motorcyclist is looking for. Terrific scenery, good roads, and interesting stories. And of course, the best food in the country.
If you want to experience Louisiana, come ride with me off the beaten path.
Louisiana Scenic Byways, motorcycle tours ready-made for riding.
GN Gonzalez, Baton Rouge's top spot for more than 75 years, carrying the best. With brands like Kawasaki, Honda, Yamaha, ATVs, street bikes, off-road, power equipment, and more. If it's fun and excitement you want, we've got it. Shop online or stop by the capital city's largest showroom. Great deals at great prices every day. GN Gonzalez, it's how you roll.
From magnificent rolling hills to peaceful bayou vistas, Southeast Louisiana is the perfect place for a weekend ride or an extended motorcycle vacation. Take a swamp tour an antebellum home, pass a good time at a Fais d'Odo, or just take a ride along Old Man River. We've got it all. Great destinations, friendly people, incredible food, and authentic music. Come ride Southeast Louisiana. There's a motorcycle memory awaiting you around every corner.
You've known Don's since 1934. Fresh Louisiana seafood with a Cajun flair. Nightly specials and daily lunch menu. Steaks grilled to perfection. Char-broiled oysters on an open flame. Friendly service. For great seafood, steaks, and family fun, come into Don's Seafood Hut and enjoy the experience. Don's Seafood Hut, Rushing Road in Denham Springs and Cabela's Parkway in Gonzales.
If you shot an arrow deep in the heart of Texas, it would probably land you somewhere near Bandera. This peaceful cowboy town of about 1,000 is located near the geographic center of the Lone Star State, about 60 miles or so west-northwest of San Antonio. In recent years, Bandera has become a motorcycle mecca of sorts, a popular place to gather and ride what's known as the Texas Hill Country. Now in Texas, everything is big, even the hills. For a bunch of web-footed flatlanders from the Bayou State, these hills look more like mountains, but trust me, a geologist will tell you they're not. And it's not just the hills that draw bikers to Bandera. The town is tailor-made for motorcycle tourists. There are plenty of shops to poke around in, and at least one saloon for every 50 or so residents. You can even find real cowboys playing country music at the Silver Dollar. Perhaps one of the most popular hangouts for bikers in Bandera is the 11th Street Cowboy Bar, which is located just off Main Street on, you guessed it, 11th Street. Not a lot of cowboys here, but Harleys and horses are said to play well together. There's definitely a lot to do in Bandera, but it's the hills and the scenery surrounding them that will really get your motor running. Our hosts for our Texas Hill Country ride were local residents Mark and Terry Holliday. The Hollidays are seasoned riders who have put a lot of miles on their BMWs and know the hill country like the back of their hands. Each day they mapped out an incredible ride for us, taking our group on some terrific back roads to great out-of-the-way places. Now, if you're looking for terrific scenery, the hill country has plenty to offer, and frequent stops are a must. Whether it's to enjoy the scenic beauty of a peaceful waterfall or just to check out the wildflowers and smell the honeysuckle. Texas Hill Country is full of hidden treasures like this, crystal clear rivers and creeks that beckon you to stop and stay a while. This spot is just a few hundred feet off the highway, but within minutes, TW's mind was 1,000,000 miles away.
Oh my gosh, it's unbelievable, and you could just hear the birds singing. Oh my gosh, I could live here. When riding the hill country, you'll definitely want to take your time and enjoy the scenery. But we do have one caution. This place is full of wildlife, especially deer, something that Dr. Joe Morgan found out the hard way. Our first day of riding the hill country was cut short when this pregnant doe leapt into the side of Dr. Morgan's GS. Unfortunately, the doe got the worst of it, but Dr. Morgan and his BMW were both sidelined for the rest of the trip. Morgan with a broken ankle and the BMW with a broken shifter and spark plug harness.
Another mishap on the road, eh?
Hey, Rick, a little bump in the road.
What's hurting?
If we'd been a little quicker, we could have some venison tonight before somebody picked up that deer.
Later at the Holidays Ranch for a little R&R, Dr. Morgan, who had been last in line in a column of 10 bikes, explained why the doe picked him.
I saw that deer standing over on the side, and he was taking his paw and he was pointing toward each motorcycle as it went by, and then when it came to my motorcycle, he did this. And I knew he was aiming toward me, he was going to hit me.
Dr. Morgan's mishap would turn out to be the only downside of an incredible experience deep in the heart of Texas, a journey that included great roads, terrific scenery, and interesting destinations. You know, Texans like to call their state God's country, and a ride in the hills outside Bandera will definitely show you why.
Hey, I'm Tad Benoit, and I'm a homegrown home musician.
Got the feeling for the
bayou. Muddy water take me home. Got the fever for the bayou. Muddy water take me home. I get high up on a mountain, but I know where I belong. Down the Mississippi River to the Gulf of Mexico.
Down here where the music plays, the blues fall all over you.
Feeling free as a bird now. Fly little, gonna see the whole world now. Try little. These days are better than before. I want more. These days are better than before. I want more. These days are better than before. I want more.
Geico Insurance. See how much you could save at geico.com.
From magnificent rolling hills to peaceful bayou vistas, Southeast Louisiana is the perfect place for a weekend ride or an extended motorcycle vacation. Take a swamp tour an antebellum home, pass a good time at a Fay Dodo, or just take a ride along Old Man River. We've got it all. Great destinations, friendly people, incredible food, and authentic music. Come ride Southeast Louisiana. There's a motorcycle memory awaiting you around every corner. No matter what you do with your hands, they are important to you. Injury and disease of the hand, wrist, and forearm can range from mildly irritating to debilitating, putting the things you love out of reach. Dr. Joe Morgan of the Bone and Joint Clinic of Baton Rouge is a noted hand specialist and recognized as one of the best doctors in America. Dr. Morgan specializes in operative and non-operative treatment of hand injuries and disorders. So don't let problems with your hands spoil your ride. Call a fellow rider. Call Dr. Joe Morgan.
I'm T.W. Robinson, and if you like riding off the beaten path as much as I do, then you need to check out Louisiana's scenic byways.
They've got everything a motorcyclist is looking for. Terrific scenery, good roads, and interesting stories. And of course, the best food in the country.
If you want to experience Louisiana, come ride with me off the beaten path.
Louisiana Scenic Byways, motorcycle tours ready-made for riding.
Hey, this is Eric Edwards with Livingston Parish Convention and Visitors Bureau. Whether you're looking for a great time on your bike in a more populated city atmosphere like Bass Pro, or you're looking for a scenic tour along LA-22, we want to show you how biker-friendly we are right here in Livingston Parish. We have a lot of great rooms, RV parks, and of course the Tickfall State Park. Go to our website, visit livingstonparish.com, or call us, email us, and we'll help your bike ride to be the best it can be. Hope to see you soon on your bike in Livingston Parish.
I'm T.W. Robinson, and I'm here in Bandera, Texas with an A group of riders, and I'm going to let them introduce themselves to you.
Rick Nevels, Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
Vesta Scooter Boot, Bandera, Texas.
Mrs. Scooter Boot, Bandera, Texas. Teresa Kill, Pipe Creek, Texas.
George Winnell, Pipe Creek, Texas.
Sue Ann, Bandera, Texas.
Scott Antine, Pipe Creek, Texas.
Mike Ponder, Marpaw, Louisiana. Tony Cochran, Marpaw, Louisiana. LJ Email, Santa Monica, Louisiana.
So where are we going this morning?
We're going to do the Twisted Sisters of Texas, the Texas Hill Country's best ride.
The Twisted Sisters Ride is a 100-plus mile loop featuring some of the best riding hill country has to offer. Considered by many the three best motorcycle highways in the state, Texas Ranch Roads 335, 336, and 337 take you through foothills and mountain passes, featuring tight turns and beautiful sweepers, making this an incredible day ride with some terrific stops along the way. Like the Lone Star Motorcycle Museum, where a transplanted Australian displays his Texas-sized collection of vintage European and American motorcycles.
Texas and Australia are a lot alike, aren't they?
Yeah, we speak a similar language. Two countries separated by a common language.
The collection, which dates all the way back to the early 1900s, features dozens of makes and models, and nearly all are in running condition. And if the motorcycles don't get you, the gourmet burgers and pies whipped up by the missus will definitely tickle your fancy. Another great place to check out is the Frio Canyon Motorcycle Stop. The place features a gift shop, burgers and sandwiches, and is a great place to stop and rest a while during your Twisted Sisters ride. But it's the riding that makes the Twisted Sisters a must for motorcyclists. If you're planning a trip to Texas Hill Country, you'll definitely want to plan a day to ride the Twisted Sisters. These crazy ladies will remind you once again just what it was about riding that made you a biker in the first place. For LA Rider, I'm Bob Courtney.
We're here at NOLA Motorsports Park, where the Big Kahuna is rolling into town this weekend. The AMA Pro Road Racing season comes to a close this October 5th, 6th, and 7th with the first major race at the recently completed New Orleans Road Racing facility. This is also the third and final race in M1 Motorsports' Big Kahuna series, which began this spring in Atlanta.
We're very excited about the Big Kahuna Triple Crown, and we're especially excited about here, this being a brand new facility, probably one of, if not the most safe tracks there is in America now.
Earlier this year, racing teams from all over the world spent a couple of days familiarizing themselves with the NOLA track. One of them was 18-year-old Elena Myers, who in March became the first woman to win a professional motorsports race of any kind at Daytona.
I love this sport a lot, so it's always, great to see people who share the same passion as me and hopefully get more people into it as well.
Myers won her first race at age 13, and at just 5'3" and 116 pounds, says she has to work a lot harder than the men just to keep up physically.
I'd say the challenges are probably mostly physical, for sure. I mean, I'm a lot smaller than most of the riders and definitely have to work harder than they do physically to just even be on par with them. So I think that's been the hardest thing for me.
The Big Kahuna at New Orleans Motorsports Park, October 5th, 6th, and 7th. I'm TW, and I'll see you there.
Come to Phil Brady. Every Tuesday is open mic comedy and acoustic jam night. Daily lunch specials just $5. Phil Brady, 4848 Government Street, Baton Rouge, where you can park your bike right next to the door.
At Peak Performance Physical Therapy, we treat the athlete in everyone, from the blue chip athlete to blue collar worker. If your doctor prescribes physical therapy, ask for Peak Performance by name, getting you back in the game of life.
Only one motorsports company can say all this. Yamaha, the first name in motorsports. Be the first to save big at the Yamaha Time to Ride sales event.
See the entire Yamaha line at Friendly Power Sports Slidell.
At Peak Performance Physical Therapy, we treat the athlete in everyone, from long drivers to unlucky drivers. If your doctor prescribes physical therapy, ask for Peak Performance by name, getting you back in the game of life.
Come to Phil Brady. Join the Blues Jam on Thursday nights. Enjoy live music on Friday and Saturday nights.
Phil Brady,
4848 Government Street, Baton Rouge, where you can park your bike right next to the door.
You've known Don's since 1934. Fresh Louisiana seafood with a Cajun flair. Nightly specials and daily lunch menu. Steaks grilled to perfection. Charbroiled oysters on an open flame. friendly service. For great seafood, steaks, and family fun, come into Don Seafood Hut and enjoy the experience. Don Seafood Hut, Rushing Road in Denham Springs and Cabela's Parkway in Gonzales.
G.N. Gonzales, Baton Rouge's top spot for more than 75 years, carrying the best with brands like Kawasaki, Honda, Yamaha, ATVs, street bikes, off-road, power equipment, and more. If it's fun and excitement you want, we've got it. Shop online or stop by the capital city's largest showroom. Great deals at great prices every day. G.N. Gonzales, it's how you roll.
You know, they call them hills, but some of those hills look like mountains to me.
They do, Tammy. Believe it or not, they remind me of the Smokies, but not nearly as big.
Yeah, I remember my first time in the Smoky Mountains.
Who could forget?
Well, at least my bike got a new paint job.
Can we talk about that later?
Sure, and we will. But let's eat first.
Okay.
Good idea.
LA Rider, America on Two Wheels is brought to you by the Louisiana Office of Tourism Trails and Byways Program. Louisiana is full of stories. Yours begins here. Southeast Louisiana Gumbo. Great roads, interesting destinations, and terrific food. Come to Southeast Louisiana. And Houma, Louisiana, your passport to adventure in the heart of Louisiana's wetlands. Closed captioning of America on Two Wheels is sponsored by Ball Insurance. Ball Insurance compares rates for you so you can save up to 40% on your motorcycle insurance. Call toll-free 800-444-7014 and let a Ball agent help you start saving today. Or visit us online at ballins.com.
God bless Chrome Cowgirls.